Good afternoon, Benton Harbor area students, staff, and community. Today, we're going to hold just a casual talk with Ms. Gloria Chapman, who is the Assistant Director of the Office of Partnership Districts. And this is in response or in reference to our partnership agreement. Good evening, Ms. Gloria. How are you today?
Good afternoon. I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for participating and coming. So the first question, I think that was on many of our stakeholders' mind. Is this a state takeover?
Absolutely not. It has nothing to do with a state takeover whatsoever.
Okay. The next question was, is this a consent order agreement?
No. Again, no state takeover, no consent agreement. This is a partnership agreement.
What's the difference?
Okay, so originally we had the School Reform Office, but that office does not exist anymore as the legislation that created the School Reform Office was repealed. So when that was repealed, the superintendent at that point, Dr. Winston, developed what we now call the partnership model. And so this is the agreement that we develop with the district, and the district serves as the driver of the partnership agreement. And our whole focus and method of operation is to ensure academic achievement outcomes for all students.
Why Benton Harbor?
Okay. Yeah, and that's an excellent question. The partnership district model individualizes support to meet the needs of districts in Michigan with the lowest performing schools who are identified for comprehensive support and improvement, or what we call CSI. Benton Harbor area schools had 5 schools identified as CSI based primarily on the state assessments, which were taken in the spring of 2022. And the identification occurs every 3 years.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. So since we were identified, then how do we get off the list?
Yeah, absolutely. So in order for a district to no longer be designated as a partnership district, the district must not operate any schools identified as CSI. So that means, one, you must not be in the bottom 5% according to the Michigan School Index. You must have a graduation rate for your high school higher than 67%. And the third thing is that you must improve proficiency in both mathematics and English language arts on the M-STEP or the SAT test for your high school in the spring of 2024 and 2025.
What happens if we do not make progress?
Okay, so if a district does not make progress, they are asked to institute what we call accountability measures. But the district has not only the responsibility for what those measures are, but the district is in charge of deciding what measures they will use in terms of reconstitution. So for example, one could be that the district reexamines the curriculum and decides to look at a new curriculum that would help them achieve their goals. A second one might be looking at the district's budget, what funding has been utilized and how has it been utilized, and what changes could help drive that increase in academic achievement. Okay. And the final one might be looking simply at your talent management. Who do you have? And I know teachers are hard to find right now, but utilizing the staff that you do have, making sure that you have a good fit in terms of what's needed within your school.
Who all is at the table in this partnership agreement?
Well, the first person that's at the table is the Benton Harbor area superintendent. You are an integral part of this process, and this is a collaborative process. We also invite the Berrien ISD. Berrien ISD has a lot of supports, for example, coaches that are available and can help support the district and their partnership agreement. Also, MDE, through the Office of Partnership District, we provide you with a PAL or liaison who is assigned, and her goal, or his or her goal, is to ensure that whatever supports you need are provided. Whatever resources you decide you need, we will work to see how we can help you to obtain those resources. Again, this is a 3-year agreement, and so time is of the essence. We want to make sure that we're eliminating as many barriers as possible, but in that, also helping you to identify the resources that are available. And finally, any additional partners that are identified by the Benton Harbor Area School District.
Who's driving the decisions at the table? With all these partners and stakeholders, who's actually making the decisions for Benton Harbor area schools?
So the driving force is really driven by the comprehensive needs assessment that includes the data that will be collected, because the data talks about student achievement. It will tell us about chronic absenteeism. It will tell us about literacy, what students are missing, where they're doing well, what those strengths and weaknesses are. So the driving force really is the student data. We use that to help us, guide us in terms of how will we identify the goals and strategies moving forward. But your district, the Benton Harbor Area Schools, will determine and be the driver, in essence, of this initiative.
How can the community have input in this partnership agreement?
Okay, and that's a very good question, Dr. Butts, because the community is an integral part when we talk about the partnership agreement. And so some of the things that you have already started to do and already have in place, meaning, getting community input in terms of your strategic plan, right? Also community input in terms of surveys and things that you have put out to the community to see what the needs are, because all of those things help to support community involvement. The partnership agreement also requires that as part of this 3-year process, that you will provide regular updates to your local school board members and the community. The other piece of that is that at the 18-month, that's another opportunity for community to come in to hear the process. Again, this is a time for you to showcase, here's what we've been doing. This is how we're progressing and things that we have done and implemented throughout the course of the first 18 months. They will also be able to be involved during the final meeting, which is a 36-month. So your town hall meetings right now that you're having, another great way to ensure that community is kept involved and knowledgeable about the process. And finally, I want to mention that all of the documents are available. We have the Michigan Department of Education. If you go to our website, Office of Partnership Districts, once the final partnership agreement has been signed, then it will be placed on our website. So you'll have an opportunity to view not only your partnership agreement, but any other partnership agreement from any of the other school districts. We also have webinars, so you can find out additional information. So this is a very transparent policy or and a very fluid agreement that we're working with. And again, I just want to emphasize that we are not monitoring. That's not in the scope of anything that we're doing. Our whole focus is on improving the academic achievement for all students across the state of Michigan.
Who will be the signatory of this partnership agreement?
Okay, so obviously the superintendent, Michigan Department of Education, the Berrien RISA. You might have your union rep if it involves something with staff. That might be another person. But the other person that has to sign will be your school board president. So those are the 4 key people. And then you might, if that's something that you'd like to see happen, your community partners, they are also invited to sign, because again, we want everybody to be invested and understand the process and what it is that we're trying to achieve. Because if we put everybody together and we're all rolling in the same direction, we should be able to make the necessary gains and see the results, the desired results that we all want for your district.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Chapman, for joining me today. I just want to make sure that we got some clarity as to what was going on, and to make sure that we are on the right track and moving the needle forward for Benton Harbor area schools. And again, I want to thank you for your time and your effort for today, and looking forward to meeting you in the future meetings that we have.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Very excited. This is everything that we all wanted, the work that we want to see done, right?
Yes.
And it's all about our students. So thank you so very much. And again, we anything that we can do to help support, please let us know. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Pontiac School District has been very beneficial in the supports that we've received from the partnership. Initially, we were kind of skeptical about entering into this agreement, but it was probably one of the most rewarding experiences that we have received over many years from the Michigan Department of Ed. And so I say that just due to the collaboration that we have been given with the Michigan Department of Ed, allowing us to have those critical conversations around the challenges and around our benchmarks. And so with the funding, it has supported various opportunities for our students and teachers to receive additional resources.
We didn't know about the experience. We were leery of the label. We did have some teachers that we interviewed and say, oh, you're a partnership district. They didn't want to come here. But now we're like, do we have to get off the partnership? Because of the support, because of all that we've done over the years, we appreciate it more. It is definitely a partnership.
The partnership agreement has set us up for success, without a doubt. And the non-monetary foundational qualities that are needed to continue on a pathway to student success, they are going to remain.
So to the partnership districts in Wayne County, we provide a wide range of supports. The unique aspect of the partnership agreement is that it is the plan of the district. The school has the vision, and the supports that are provided and the consultation that's provided from the ISD is merely to provide support to make sure that that plan works. So the plan is the district plan, and we collaborate with MDE and the ISD and also the district to implement their plan. The partnership meetings were very unique, that it had an opportunity to bring all external partners, all external stakeholders and vendors. That's everyone who's providing support to this school. And it allowed an opportunity for us to share what we were doing and also to streamline the support.
As a partner, you can play a role. The Pontiac Regional Chamber, we play several parts in the partnership agreement. So one is we act as an extension to the school district and making sure they have access to governmental leaders, business leaders within the community, reaching out to people who may be stakeholders that make a difference within the city. And then also we help build camaraderie around the educational foundation that we think is very, very important within our community. It always starts with picking up the phone. We reached out to each of the schools and school leaders and said, hey, we'd like to host a conversation with the school leaders to talk about improving educational outcomes within our community and what can the business community do to support school districts.
The work we've seen take place over the last 5 years have been a direct result of those partnerships. So between the 21H funding and between the partnerships that we've been able to have with the ISDs we've been associated with, I think we've been able to see a positive trajectory, not only at the high school, but district-wide.
Our focus has been on reading, and we were actually able to fully implement a new reading program, and all of our teachers are well trained in that program, and it has actually shown some progress. We have more students that are actually reading on or above grade level, and we've had more participation with our tutoring because of the 21H funding.
The Michigan Department of Ed is here to support. It's not as punitive as I initially thought, and that the growing pains will be relieved once you start to have those conversations and understand that they're here to help, and they will help if you allow them.